So here it is. Last time seeing the Jeep before it gets shipped out to the Netherlands. It's gonna be a long trip, but a very, very fun one. And here I am now, guys, finally in the Netherlands. Big shout out to all of you guys that reach out to me on social media. I had a long time wait in Colombia, around 6 months, where I got to visit my family, eat really nice food. I did a little bit of skateboarding, things that I used to do long time ago before I even played baseball, as well as discovering some beautiful landscapes in Colombia. And here I am now sitting in Dutch land. And just a few days ago, I was able to see my Jeep for the first time in pretty much 6 months. I was able to check the condition of the vehicle, how it got delivered, pretty much make sure that everything is in good condition to be able to make this video for all of you. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything from my experience shipping a vehicle from United States to the Netherlands, share with you guys everything that I went through during the process, as well as some tips for those of you trying to ship your vehicle overseas. The first thing that we want to know or check before shipping our vehicle overseas is how big is your vehicle. Luckily, my Jeep was just big enough to fit in the container. I checked the width and the height with the company that I use, SCL Rotterdam. I checked them out online, and I also got a few recommendations from other people that used them before. So if you guys want to use a company, you can go ahead and reach out to them. RoRo simply means roll on, roll off. Think about it as a huge parking lot floating in the sea, where your vehicle is going to be parked in an open space with a lot of other cars or huge vehicles, and it's going to stop at different ports and arrive to your destination like this. One of the benefits by going RoRo is that you can ship big vehicles, and the second benefit is that it can be a lot cheaper than by container. But that also comes with some downsides. One of them being that different persons are going to be driving your vehicle on and off. For that reason, you cannot have any personal belongings inside of the car. So if you're planning to ship your vehicle without anything inside, you just need the vehicle for transport, you want to save some money, this could be a good option for you. But if you want to ship your vehicle, you are moving to a different country, you have a lot of belongings like I did, and you want your vehicle to be at an enclosed space in a little more secure environment, then you should go by shipping container. Now, if you book a whole 20-foot container for yourself, it's gonna be expensive. Somewhere around $5,000 to $8,000 to even $10,000 depending on the season, and of course where you're going. Why? Because your vehicle is going to be pretty much putting a whole container for yourself. But one of the benefits of this is that you can load not just your vehicle but the entire container full of your belongings. But if you just want to ship the vehicle itself with some belongings inside of it, like you can unfold the rear seats, put some things here, a back, loads, whatever, then you should go in a shared container. The good thing about a shared container is, think about it this way. You are going to split the cost of the whole containers with different people. If they can fit 2 or 3 vehicles, including yours, in that container, the price of the whole container will be split by the person that booked it, and that becomes more accessible for everybody. Now, you can do this yourself, but it's going to be a little bit of a headache, and if it's your first time doing it, I do not recommend it. But yes, unless you have a group of 3 friends that are moving to the same location at the same time, you guys can talk to each other, rent a container, and split the cost between 3 of you. But I did not know anybody that was moving from Miami to the Netherlands with me at the same time. That's where the company comes into play. They told me, okay, you need to bring your Jeep this day, this time, at this hour to this company in Miami. And the Jeep was there for around a month. During that month, the company is coordinating different vehicles from United States that are going to be shipped to the Netherlands so they can be put in the same container. That way, my price was a little bit more accessible and I was able to ship my vehicle with all my belongings inside. That being said, I dropped off my vehicle in the company where they told me to do it. I left to Colombia and I pretty much waited and tracked the boat going to the Netherlands in a shipping container tracking app. And I was able to see where the boat was stopping, how close it was, if there was any delay. So that's a good thing, you're always in track of your stuff. Once that my Jeep arrived in the port of Rotterdam, the company that I hired picked up the container, ship it to their warehouse, and unloaded the container with all of the vehicles that were shipped into their warehouse. Now, they do offer a full service in where you just literally hand your keys to the company where you drop it off, and you pretty much receive it in the Netherlands fully registered, ready to drive. I didn't go for that option because I'm going to do the conversion from US spec to European spec myself, and I'm going to save some money with it. Keep in mind that this is going to be an extra cost of shipping your vehicle to another country. By doing the work myself, I save myself 2,000 euros just from doing the adaptation from US to European. And the adaptation includes things like install the parking lights, make sure I secure my front bumper because it was a little bit loose, have to install a rear fog light, install a third brake light because of the massive 40-inch tire that I have in the back. I had it deleted in the United States and there was no problem, but here in Europe they do check for that. I had to adjust the aim of my headlights. I need to remove my Miami window tint in the front and side windshields because it was too dark. I need to replace my rear view mirror because it was a little bit faded. And pretty much those are the things that I had to adjust for my Jeep. But overall it's just lights, fog light, parking light, and any other mechanical issue. Just because your vehicle in the United States is mechanically fine doesn't mean that you'll be mechanically fine for inspectors here in Europe, so be prepared for that. So now the vehicle being at their warehouse, I was able to coordinate with my girlfriend to go and pick up the vehicle ourselves and bring it to the location where I was moving. You can also choose to have a trailer bring the vehicle to you, or like I said, you can choose to just have everything fully registered and insured for you, ready to go. That being said, let's talk about the documents that I needed to make this process work. If you're bringing the vehicle as part of moving goods, you're going to need your original vehicle title, a bill of sale from the dealership where you got it, and proof of ownership for the last 6 months. That can be insurance or registration. That to make sure that the vehicle was yours and was driven prior to moving. As well as a detailed inventory or packing list. This is super important because if you have anything inside, you want to make sure that it's put on a document with the quantity, pictures, and a description of the item. Now, that was pretty much from my side. I was requested some other documents for the company that was doing the clearance from customs. I did not do this with SEL Rotterdam. We knew someone that worked in this field and he was able to help us with that. But again, they can facilitate that for you all in one package. And the documents that they are most likely going to request for are going to be an application for exception permit. These are going to be your Dutch import documents. This is what the customs clearance company is going to show to prove the agents that you're moving and this is not commercial goods. And this is going to save you some money because you're not going to have to pay 10% import duty and 21% VAT on the declared value of your vehicle and pretty much everything that you have inside. I'm going to ask you again for the inventory packing list. They can know that the items you have inside of the vehicle are for personal goods and they can remove them free of tax. I'm going to also ask you again for proof of ownership, proof that you own the vehicle 6 months before relocating, as well as proof of relocation, something like a lease agreement in the country where you're going or something that shows that you're actually moving them. This is just so you have an idea of the documents that they're going to request, but again, you have to check directly with the company that you're using and follow their instructions. Just like that, I'm now here in the Netherlands with my Jeep, just like I was in Miami a few months ago. So for the shipping, just the shipping only, the container to bring the vehicle from Miami to the Netherlands, it costed 1,856 euros. I also had to pay for unloading and consolidation, getting the container transported from the port to the warehouse. That was 499 euros. And then handling fee of the warehouse, that was 65 euros. That brings the total to 2,419 euros to get my vehicle shipped from Miami to the Netherlands, get all of my personal goods and my vehicle itself free of tax because they are part of my moving goods. I hope the video helped. It's not as crazy as you think. So those are the numbers. Numbers don't lie. And to be honest, it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Shipping a vehicle from one continent to the other is not as bad as you think. Just remember that in this price, I'm not including the mechanical side of things, registering the car here in the Netherlands, and getting your car from US spec to European spec, which can add up to the number. If you're going to do the work yourself like me, you're gonna save yourself a good amount of money. Here in Europe, cars are expensive, especially American cars and modified cars that are not sold here. Like trying to find good brand lift kit for a Jeep Wrangler or other type of modification here in Europe It's a hassle and it's very expensive, and I think that's the reason why not a lot of people do it. So if you're planning to move abroad and you have plenty of time, it's a little more than 6 months to prepare ahead of your trip, I think it will be very smart. You can get yourself an American car that is not common here in Europe and bring the vehicle from United States to the place where you're going. Why? Because if you're going to ship a Fiat 500 in United States or a Toyota Corolla or any small car from one place to the other, yes, you're getting the benefit from the transportation that you need. You're not getting any advantage from it if you want to sell it in 1 or 2 years. If you bring here a vehicle that is rare in Europe, you can make some money if you ever decide to get rid of the car just after 12 months, because you cannot sell the vehicle right away when you import it. Once the vehicle is here and registered, you have to wait 12 months to be able to sell it. So that's just for you. Keep that in mind. If you want to move somewhere else and you have the chance to bring your vehicle with you and you have just a little over a year to plan the trip, don't bring your Tesla Model 3. We have plenty of them here. Bring something that is rare in the United States, that it's big so you can put all your stuff, and that here is very valuable. I hope this video helped for those of you that want to move here to Europe or the Netherlands, and I cannot wait to discover Europe with my modified Jeep and show it to all of you guys. See you guys on the next one.